Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today for the final Legacy stream of Legacy Weekend, and couldn't ask for a better deck or a better co-host in Achillies27, Connery Knox, returning to the Maverick realm. Really nice to have you. A big thank you for coming on for this.
No problem, Dukes. I'm just, I came out of retirement for 2 leagues, and I've already 3-2'd the first one, so I'm excited for this one.
Nice, very cool. This is very similar to Dan Neely's list, which won a challenge a few weeks ago, with some minor changes. I know that we have the Nurturing Peatland in here. I didn't actually look at the changes to Dan's list. I actually just put your list into MTGO. I think there's also a change up in the mana dorks, potentially.
So I can just, go through real quick. Dan's list was playing also, so he's not playing Once Upon a Times, and I like Once Upon a Time. I played when I played my first league with it, it was without Once Upon a Time, and I felt like I flooded or not often, so I wanted to find room for them. Dan's playing 5 mana dorks, and they are also playing, I think, the 4 mana initiative creature, and like the green one.
Yes.
And I cut that because I never green sunned or fiend artisan for it, and I mean, clearly, obviously, I didn't play against initiative, and I'm sure it's good there, but like, that was about it. So yeah, I trimmed a land, trimmed a mana dork, and cut that bullet to get 3 Once Upon a Times in. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I actually changed. The sideboard's different because I wanted Kaya Ghost Assassin.
100%. I actually love this card, so I'm glad you have it in here.
I love it as well. And then I have Thought Seasons instead of Deafening Silences because I just prefer the general solution more. I like it. I feel like a well-timed or well-executed Thoughtseize is... And then it's also, since we already have Permanent Hate main deck, it's like, I'd like to have, a variety of axes to interact with, like, combo decks.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think that, like, since Veil of Summer got printed, a lot of people just moved away from Thoughtseize without coming back to it to test it, and I definitely like it as well. I love also knowing what my opponent has in hand. I think that's huge when you're playing a Green Suns deck and know what to, or even when to tutor for different targets. And it works really well when you have a lot of great turn 2s, whether that's, Thalia or Wasteland, and knowing when to accelerate mana the same turn. All around, yeah, pretty happy with Thoughtseize. But you actually put me onto Kaya Ghost Assassin, and she's been great. She's been doing things like against elves, kind of overkill, but being able to rename with Engineer from elf to, say, insect or dryad. It gets rid of construct tokens, of course, which is really nice. You can reset something like a Knight of Autumn, which is great. Palace Jailer. It's really good with the initiative creatures because you can just gain the initiative back without having to attack if things are wrong. But yeah, it's really hard to kill as well. And the neg 2 is so good because you have the Kaya, your opponent discards a card, you draw a card, so you're already up there, and then if they spend a card dealing with the Kaya, that's a huge win.
Yeah, no, Kaya's insane. Like, when I first was playing her, and so I started playing her in when Oko was around, because you would play the 3-drop Kaya and this Kaya, and it's just like you can deal with all of the Elks very easily. You can also reset Uros. It's like the amount of shit that is covered by Kaya Ghost Assassin is crazy, and she is the best card advantage engine, like, ever. She actually outpaces Jace the Mind Sculptor in terms of cards, like raw card numbers.
Yeah,
Even counting that you have to spend every 3 turns, you have to reset her. That's still, because it's every -2 activation is +2. It's insane.
yeah, it's actually crazy. And obviously card draw is quite nice in this deck because Esper Sentinel's been a card that's actually been quietly impressive. It's not like a card that I've been like, oh, that game was decided by Esper Sentinel. But when I look back, it's like, wow, Esper Sentinel drew like 4 cards that game.
Yeah, no, when I saw that Dan was playing Esper Sentinel, I was like, that's good. Because I think Esper Sentinel is a card where like we look at it and we're like, what? Why would I play this instead of like Thalia or something else, like an actual hate card? But it's not what it is. It's a really good value creature. And yeah, even just like playing it in the one league that I played with this, I was like, again, Esper Sentinel was just like fine, but you can see how it's really, especially if you play it on turn 1, like it's so good.
100%. Like against Blue Red Delver, like if you have a mum and they answer it with Bolt, just a 1-for-1 trade. But if you go turn 1 Esper Sentinel and they go like land Bolt, you obviously replace the Esper Sentinel, which is fantastic. If they go to make like DRC and then they want to daze your next thing, they have to allow you to draw a card, and then to remove the Sentinel, they're probably drawing a card as well, saying they're dazed. So it just replaces itself quite quickly and then draws you additional cards quite frequently.
Yeah, because like the what you think is like correct right against it is, all right, well, I guess I'll just pay the mana, and it's like, well, now it's just Thalia.
Exactly. And like the subtle thing with Esper Sentinel is with Exalted, you can of course attack, make it a bigger creature, and then in your second main cast stuff that if your opponent wants to react to, you obviously make it harder for them to not allow you to draw cards, which is great. But I've been really happy with it. Deck otherwise is pretty cool. I know when Dan won the challenge, Newton was very much like, okay, now we need to build a version with Once Upon a Time. So this is perfect. This is this is the version that I was kind of trying to build, like a Once Upon a Time version. So I'm glad that you did the hard yards for me, and we get to take it through a league and see how it performs.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think subtly as well, just having 23 lands and 3 onces, I think is perfect. I think 23 lands is exactly what you need, and having 2 canopy lands is really nice, just in case you do flood. You have that kind of way to hopefully turn a land into a spell.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see if we kill ourselves too many times with it, because normally I only play 1 canopy land, but Dan was playing 2, and I was like, okay, let's try it.
Yeah, it can be a little bit tough when you have like a double canopy hand and your opponent's like turn 1 like dry like a Delver. You're like, okay, this
Yeah,
is
it's Delver. That's not it.
It's like nearly you're bolting yourself every turn. Nice.
Yeah, no, it's not. There are definite downsides.
Was there a reason why you were drawn to green, white, black Maverick over other builds?
For right now, or
Yeah, it's like in general. Like, do you have any like cards you really like to play, or do you like how it sort of plays out differently to other versions?
well, I would say, like, for right now, it's just because Dan won with Fiend Maverick, so I wanted to play the good Maverick deck. But I will say, like, I specifically right now, the green, white, red Maverick looks pretty sweet with Mingskin Boo and the fight green red creature that you can green sun for.
Yeah, sadly not online, but in paper you can.
Yeah, so I would like to play that at some point, but Fiend Maverick just seems better. And again, that's what people were winning with, so I wanted to play the best deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know, in general, like I just like green, white, black Maverick because there is, like the sideboard's just better than all the other ones. I would argue.
Yeah.
Pyroblast is cool, but it's really easy to play around, and Thoughtseize is better.
Yeah, that's fair. I would say this hand is a 6 with the Dryad, but a pretty good keep. It has acceleration and removal. Hopefully
I would say, yeah, this hand's a snap keep for sure.
Kind of Thalia effect, possibly with the once.
Yeah.
Man, it's always nice coming back to Maverick.
question is, which land do we want to fetch with our catacombs? I guess we'll once first probably.
Yeah, I assume this is
Oh,
just a
this is gonna
Doomsday
be
deck.
good.
Okay. See what you've done. Oh, okay. So actually, we do have Once Upon a Time potentially if they try to turn on us for the 1 copy of Endurance,
Yep,
but
that's the out.
otherwise,
Yeah,
it's
honestly, yeah, this is actually gonna. I mean, as interesting as Doomsday can get, because assuming that they pass after this, because they have no mana. So I mean, it's possible. They also, if they have any cycler, we're just whatever. But I imagine we just have to wasteland them and hope that they stacked their deck poorly.
exactly, yeah. Funnily enough, this morning I co-streamed with Tom Hep on Rainbow Depths, and we won 2-0 against Doomsday by ghost quartering our opponent in game 1 and game 2 post Doomsday.
That's pretty sweet.
Which is pretty funny. I assumed they just didn't have. And it's funny that they actually lost to the Doomsday line in game 2 because they lost to it in game 1. So I assumed that they would put a pile together that allowed them to play around Ghost Quarter.
You would think, right? In the one league that I played with this deck before the stream, I was against Doomsday, and I actually won as well. And it was they had resolved to Doomsday. Like I think it was turn 1 or turn 2 Doomsday, but for some reason they just built a stack that loses to Endurance. Like I don't know why. They didn't have a Force of Will. They had days, I think, because you count their exile, obviously, like we're about to, but and I was like, "There's 4 forces in there, man. I don't know what the plan is." And I saw their second Thoracle as well, and I'm like, "I just win the game. I don't understand."
One thing to note about this is that we are getting another turn, but looking at the graveyard, this is like the sort of slower version that plays Murktide and Baleful Strix, so Source to Plowshares is still a decent card.
The in quotes tempo Doomsday.
Yes. I'm not sure. I assume this build would still play Edge of Autumn, but it's not here, so kind of lame.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I imagine it's probably in their stack. Yeah, let's see what we draw. Not very useful.
I just want to quickly
So my thoughts.
Sorry, 1 Underground Sea, 2 Underground Sea, 3 Underground Sea. There's 1 island.
On the left there, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like we probably just wasteland and don't once yet, and then, like, again, honestly, like, if they stacked their deck correctly, we just lose, but, you know.
Okay. No, Edge is pretty huge.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, the sorcery speed wasteland is definitely what we're looking for here.
Okay, there's the other island.
Oh, that's great news.
So potentially now an out could be Collector Oof, turning off Lotus Petal as a blue source.
Perhaps. Do we? What do you think we should do, Diggs?
Good question, Connor. I think we should probably. I'm not sure if it changes between. Well, I think we should play the Noble, and I think we should once first. I'm not sure if we should fetch first. I don't know if that changes anything. Because if we see something that we want, like a Collector Oof, we're just going to take it. So it doesn't matter if the cards are at the bottom or the top.
Yeah, I do think that in terms of reshuffling and those cards, it doesn't super matter. But see, hilariously, what I would actually be considering is what if we just Dryad Arbor and don't do anything? And then we just hold the once, and if they try and Thoracle, we once and hope we hit Endurance. But I'm also playing pretty pessimistic with this line, where I just think we're dead.
No, that's so. Playing the Dryad Arbor also just allows us to have 2 mana next turn.
So we can still play a Oof or something if we do draw it.
The only line it stops is Green Suns for 2. But
actually, the other thing it also does is we would play into a Daze more.
Yes.
Because there is 1 Daze not exiled.
Correct. We can see 1, 2, 3.
So maybe, and yeah, I think playing I guess playing Verdant Catacombs and then One-Zing and then seeing what we get first seems like the best option.
Okay, so now the question is, if we find endurance, do we also play around days and just hold it?
100%.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I don't know.
This is actually pretty interesting because now we have Esper Sentinel, which we could play this turn to then try to get that extra draw.
Yeah, I feel like this one you got to take the Thalia though, right? Because Esper Sentinel, they just ignore it, and if we draw more cards, that's fun. But I don't know. I guess it depends on the exact stack, and I haven't played a lot recently, but I imagine Thalia does more than nothing, although close to nothing is my guess. I guess I would consider it as like, what is Esper Sentinel? Like, is the idea that we will potentially draw a card and that it might be endurance?
Yes, or draw us closer towards Collector Oof if it's like 2 cards down.
That's not unreasonable.
The other line I thought of was Hold Up Sword, just in case to go for an Oracle with 2 cards still left.
So they have no more Underground Seas. So
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess if we think that they are going to potentially win next turn, it's Esper Sentinel, and if we think I don't know. I think I would grab the Thalia still because the idea is if they're gonna win next turn, they just ignore the Esper Sentinel, and we have to hopefully draw an endurance off of it. So that's like a 1 in whatever 40, like 1 in 50 chance. But if they don't win next turn, Thalia could actually slow them down a turn if they're relying on Petal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So I think here we just go for Savannah.
Yeah.
And then Noble. It's tough because even holding up Days doesn't play around Sword. Doesn't play around. Yeah, holding up Sword doesn't play around Days.
Exactly, and we know they have one, so we definitely have to. I think the initial thought of just definitely nobling is 100% the correct move. Because we literally know they have a Days, so like it's unless they're just playing 3, which I guess is technically possible.
Funnily enough, in this situation, Esper Sentinel would have done nothing.
Yeah, right? That's what I was thinking, is like, if they're winning next turn, does Esper Sentinel do anything? Because otherwise I'd rather just have Thalia the turn after, right?
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, against combo, the Thought Teasers are great. The Endurances are also fantastic. The Agent, I don't mind. I think, like, if you're going to switch a card, Plague Engineer for Opposition Agent seems fine.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, and they do play Murktide, so we need to keep a couple plows in, probably, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, against Doomsday, I'd just take all 4 out. I would also probably bring in Kaya. I think our cards... I mean, I haven't played against this specific version of Doomsday before, but I feel like Kaya does more than, like, I don't know, Excavator, probably, in most situations.
Yeah. I like that. The Sentinels are great. The Acceleration's great. I still like the swords. The Thalias are great. The Collector Oof does something, which is nice. The Liberator usually doesn't have a target, just because they traditionally just target. Play a Petal or LED the turn they're going to use them. The only consideration is if they're trying to play around Endurance, sometimes their pile includes Tormont's Crypt, so they can just exile their library instead of getting it put on the bottom.
Yeah, I think I would still
well.
cut Outland Liberator. I think it's probably the worst card there. I think Palace Jailers are probably too slow.
Yeah, I think for a shootable removal spell, we have Grist if we really need it.
Yeah. Which we definitely do want to keep because we don't want to get caught with the unanswerable Murktide.
Yeah. Beast is tough. Beast post Doomsday is always nice, but I can definitely see it being cut.
I would probably cut beast and 2 plows here. If this is me, or honestly, maybe even 3 plows. But I think this is good. I think this is fine.
Nice. This is 60. I'll definitely play first. Okay, what are your thoughts on hands that don't have mana but have once?
These are the mulligan hands. It depends. Like if it's really amazing, and this is actually kind of good. Thoughtseize, but again, if we knew this was the really fast Doomsday, this is probably a keep. But we actually just lose to a Murktide with his hand, I think, right? Like,
yes, we have
endurance, and that's if we find a green source, right?
Yeah, I can see the appeal of a hand like this because it has a really nice curve, and the once is most likely going to find a land, but the most likely is not definitely, and I don't like. Imagine oncing here, not finding a land, or just passing. Like, terrible.
Yeah, right. That's it. If we're on the draw, it's easier to keep this. If the wasteland is a green source, it's way easier to keep this. If there's a mana dork instead of like the Kaya, also easier to keep this.
Yeah.
But generally, my rule of thumb when I used to play a lot was once plus a wasteland and no mana dork is not. You just never keep those.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. This is marginally better.
Yeah, look, not too bad. We can cast everything we drew into, which is nice. We have a spell land in wasteland.
Yeah, I think we do. I think I would. Yeah, you kind of have to keep it. You're not happy about it, but you keep it.
No, the tough part I find here as well is: do you use the green suns for something like Dryad Arbor, or do you see that you already have 4 mana and just don't use it?
Yeah, that's a difficult question. Because especially, I mean, knowing we're against Daze deck, I think it might still be worth it. But you know, as soon as we green sun for Dryad Arbor, we're guaranteeing that we'll draw another 4 lands in a row. So, but I think it's still the correct move. I do.
Yeah, it also turns on the line of Wasteland and Thalia turn 2, which is nice. But I assume,
which is
unless they don't
that's
have a
like
fetch
our
land,
best.
Yeah. Bayou turns everything on.
No shade, but that actually makes it impossible for us to Thalia plus Wasteland.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So much shade. So much shade. Oh my gosh.
I was like, no, no. But that's all right.
That's because I actually can hit the Wasteland line. I don't like that one, so. Oh my gosh, they even played Underground Sea. Oh my gosh, don't. Okay. Yeah, that's really tough. That's a huge error by me, and I apologize for that.
That's okay. I forgive you. It's honestly just kind of hilarious because you were like, "Oh, this turns everything on." I'm like, "No, not quite, not quite."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, definitely a Thalia still is better than Wasteland.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. Also, they chose not to shuffle though. That's kind of mean of them.
At least this does stop a ritual line, most likely.
Yeah. Thalia is better than nothing. Very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Now, okay. I'm feeling good. So I would Wasteland first, right?
Yeah, I guess the question, like, sometimes I'm happy to attack first and then second main do stuff, because if they have, like, a fatal push, then you don't get the damage in.
I guess we can attack with just the Thalia, or because if we Wasteland and do stuff first, then we will be able to, like, attack with Dryad Arbor. Whereas otherwise we would want to keep the extra mana in case they have goofy stuff. But
I'm pretty happy to probably attack with both Wasteland and then play the Sentinel around Daze.
Sure. I'm sold.
Nice. I really hope it doesn't come back to that Thalia play. It's just the pressure, Connery.
Yeah, truly.
I also don't mind Wastelanding post-combat up at the end of damage. So if they want to use this mana somehow in second main, they can't.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Considers fine.
Sweet. This is looking very good.
You could say that you want to go to second main, cast the Esper Sentinel, and then Wasteland, but I think that if we cast the Esper Sentinel, they just consider in response anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I think no matter what, they do it in like they're capable of not messing it up.
Yeah. This is
It's pretty standard.
The new love triangle that I really enjoy is Wasteland, Esper Sentinel, and Thalia together. Because then you're just drawing cards, taxing mana, and taxing spells, which is perfect.
Yeah. And also, we literally are not going to cast another spell this game. We don't need to. We just hit them and hold up endurance for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool if we draw spells that are worth casting, but even if we don't.
Murktide.
Oh, that's disappointing. Well, we kept 2 plows in. We have Green Sun as an easy out. Grist.
Probably pretty happy to try to draw here.
I wonder if do we wait till end step, like their end step to do it, and we hold up endurance? Because otherwise, so we could draw into, I guess, literally plow. Like plow, we can play collector with maybe, but they're not that fast of a deck. Doomsday, right? At least this version of Doomsday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Even like if they Thoughtseize us, like I'd probably rather just play the endurance. I don't think that's actually a great point, because like I was thinking if we Can It Be Now, we have 2 mana to work with, if we draw into like a mana dork or a oof or a fiend artisan or a sword's best practice, but I think just passing with the endurance open is probably better.
Yeah. And yeah, even though they have a Murktide, that doesn't mean that they aren't gonna, that Doomsday.
Yeah, that's very true.
So.
Wow, they're getting aggressive.
Yeah, this is great because I'm confident in our ability to race when it comes down to it.
Yeah. I don't think this changes me wanting to like cast the endurance here. Pretty happy just to draw a card and.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely. I thought you were suggesting that we do cast the endurance, and I was like, I don't know. I kind of like drawing the card. Ooh.
Okay. That does make this a 3/3.
Yeah, although it costs 5 right now, but we will now every draw is just good for us.
I'm trying to think, like potentially opposition agent would be pretty annoying. If we
no, people do play that against Maverick. I think. I mean, I think we just attack with Esper Sentinel Thalia, anyways, because we need to be doing damage, and then if they have opposition agent and play it to block, then we still get to at least fetch.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is nice because it also means that we can play Fiend around days. If we attack with the Dryad Arbor and they have like opposition agent, and they can't daze because of the Thalia as well.
Yeah, but it's still, I like being able to play out the Fiend here, and then we can actually even sack the Dryad Arbor next turn. Like this is why I don't super like. I think keeping in plows is fine, and it's the most efficient way. But like, especially when we're playing essentially 8 Green Sun Zeniths and a Grist, like we can kind of kill whatever one of creature that they do get to play.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Now again, if they have opposition agent, it sucks.
Ooh.
That is not up. I would say we fetch here though, to make sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. So they're just trying to go for beatdowns.
Yeah, so we'll probably have to just play our endurance at some point instead of holding it up anymore. But that's okay.
Doesn't really matter. So we take 8 and go to 5. That's tough because then the endurance either has to chump block the Murktide. I think you would just have to Fiend for Grist.
Yeah. Or we just draw cards.
Wow, they're just casting this here.
Yeah. They're bouncing our Fiend Artisan, those
Mm.
meanies.
Okay. Buys
Okay,
us sometime.
that is an amazing draw.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we just cast everything, right? So we or well,
Bird,
cast both
bird and
the
endurance.
endurance
Yeah.
and birds. While we have Thalia protection.
Yeah, because this makes it awkward if they want to attack with both.
Oh yeah, if they attack with both, we just kill the
Chump and then
Brazen Borrower, chump block the thingy. The Murktide. I like it. That was it wasn't the best draw, but it was very good,
the A draw.
all things considered. And they already used their petty theft, so like that's unless they have an additional one. I don't know. Seems good. Hopefully their hand is like Edge of Autumn, like 3 street rates. I don't know.
Yeah. So if they attack with the Murktide, we can block with the bird. This can't block, and then on the swing back we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Kaya is lethal.
And then Kaya.
But we need the one mana from Dryad Arbor, so it has to be Cradle off the top, or they have to fetch.
Yeah, it's a little bit sketchy for sure.
Oh, they do attack.
Yeah, well, we got the choice is forced here. So I think here we they're gonna have
Double Borrower.
second Brazen Borrower. So I think
Yeah.
we actually die.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the best bluff. I think it's attack with these 3 and then just hold up 3 mana.
Just a pretend endurance.
Yeah.
Yep.
But really tough. So many things change it. Like, if they have a force, then they're obviously more than happy to attack with everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you know, to be fair to us, this matchup is bad.
Yes. But
it could be argued that, you know, if instead of Kaya we had a plow here, we're better. But then, you know, you don't know if they're gonna just hit you for, you know, with Murktide and a bunch of stuff, or if they're just gonna cast a Doomsday and kill you. Like, it's when playing Maverick against a deck like this that gets to kind of pick what to do, it's kind of really awkward.
yeah. Like, maybe the play there is to hold up the Dryad Arbor as well, to act like we're playing Endurance around days, but...
Maybe. I mean, that I think thinking about how best to pretend we haven't lost is... like, you know, it is... There is value in it, but...
yeah.
How much value is questionable. But, you know, we got... You know, it was Doomsday. We got Doomsdayed.
Yeah,
honestly, that second, I think the post-board game actually felt very close, very reasonable.
Yeah, very creature heavy from them.
Yeah, I wonder if they even boarded out like Doomsday or something. I feel like that's not good, but I wonder.
Yeah, I do like having splash cards for Doomsday. I'm not a big fan of trying to target it with things like, say, Hushbringer or Torpor Orb, which is still fine in other matchups, but things like Thoughtseize, Deafening Silence, Endurance are really nice to have as just sort of cover pieces.
Yeah, for sure. I like, again, that's why I like Thoughtseize, because it deals, like, or well, at least helps to deal with every combo deck. It's not like just good against one or bad against a different one. This is awesome. Yes. If we were on the play, this would be amazing. But
yeah, very happy with this.
I guess, yeah, I don't know. This is just a good hand. I'm happy.
Bloodstained. Okay, well, You tried.
This is making sure I'm not gonna start playing Magic again. This is awesome. Okay.
Hmm.
I guess are they gonna like Dark Ritual,
Probably.
Entomb, Exhume?
Have you met Reanimator players, Connery?
They always have it.
I assume they take the
The hilarious
swords.
thing, it's too bad if we're not playing Leyline of the Void because I actually really like Leyline of the Void,
That's interesting.
because it makes this matchup actually like positive. I think for us.
Playing Sentinel here because I don't think Swords does enough holding it up, and if they
100%.
don't have anything, they took the Thalia, which means they're probably trying to still like put something together.
Yeah, it also I mean, it looks Bloodstained Mire makes you think Reanimator, but it could be Storm or something weird.
Hmm.
I do.
Wow.
I think. Look at that.
Oh,
Wait, do they not know that Esper Sentinel is just ignorable?
I have no idea, but I think the small mistake I made was not playing the Heath for Savannah, because I think it's just nice to know that if we draw a land, we have the option of Fiend Artisan next turn.
That's not bad. I was actually gonna say I'd like to keep Heath to get Bayu, right? Because if we but we don't actually need the black mana as much as the double green. So I think that's not unreasonable.
That's on me. That's on me.
I mean, I don't think that's a debatable line, if anything.
I I think we just kind of do like the classic, like Surgical Thoughtseize Endurance.
Yeah, since I mean, all we saw was blue, black, and Petal and Thoughtseize, so like it's either Storm or Reanimator or some secret third thing.
Hmm.
But
This agent.
I think, yeah, Opposition Agent's probably always good against this type of deck, and I would probably just get, Excavator can go.
Yeah.
Outland Liberators, marginal. Yeah, Plague Engineer we don't need. Yeah, definitely Palace Jailer. I would also like my default when I'm against combo is like I just take out all 4 swords, but we could keep like honestly I actually we keep one if you want. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't mind that. And I would say my reasoning would be if a creature comes into play, then I've kind of gone against what I'm trying to do. We're trying to, if it is Reanimator, just trying to keep them away from coming into play.
Exactly. We can plow the Grizzlebrand and they only draw 21 cards. You're right. Like it's just kind of not the value.
It could just be a knight for an endurance.
Honestly, yeah. If it's Reanimator, Knight's actually really good. I would probably go Outland instead. Like I know it's nice to have the general answer in case they're doing weird stuff, but I think most combo decks either are just using artifacts for mana like Petal, or they are just like they just don't care about it at all.
Hmm. At least if it's Doomsday, we still have see now we have the Wasteland, the Dork, and the ones. And a draw.
So this is, and we have endurance against what is probably Reanimator.
Yeah.
And we're on the draw. So you see how you can see the dynamics of it. I think I would probably keep this. It's debatable. But imagine like if we hit Heath, we get to go Bayu Noble. Everything's turned on. We have an endurance. Like it's really good.
Well, if we get oh yeah, of course. Ah, it is grief. Okay.
We're gonna need to once in response to this for a land.
Yes. Yeah. That's fair. Because if they take that, there's the Heath. If they take that, it's
yeah, exactly. So if they had taken the once, we almost lose the game on the spot.
I assume this hand is just like take endurance, go off this turn.
Could be. Maybe what if they're like the deck that evokes grief and then like reanimates it and then it, or ephemerates it or whatever. Have you seen that? It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a take on Modern Scam.
I don't even know what Scam is.
So Scam is a modern deck that uses cards like Grief, Solitude, I believe, and Fury, and then like it's a scam because you get to like bounce them when they're in play to get them for free. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the most fun to play against.
I assume still buy you into Noble. It does still.
Yeah, I think buy into Noble. Yeah.
Up Agent. I don't think they're going to be dealing with the Noble outside of potentially Archon, but in that case, anyway, we're not wanting to put a creature into play.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's Archon.
Archon. Yep. So we need to draw Plow, which we don't have any, or we have one.
Okay, Animate Dead.
Because we also got rid of our answer to Animate Dead, but now that we know,
we also don't have a white source currently, so that's pretty tough.
no, we're kind of doomed. We can just play some lands and wait until they kill us in 2 turns. 2 turns exactly. Actually, the math has worked out for them.
Yeah, even with the -1.
Okay, so we need to literally draw land Plow.
Yeah.
And specifically white source. So, alright. Do we just concede?
Yeah, I think it's very hard for us to win here. We
I think
literally cannot draw exactly what we need.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think we are actually dead here. Okay, so now that we know, and then since they are showing that they're likely to go for Archon in a blind situation, I think some plows actually make sense.
Yeah.
Because Archon is the only one that like they can play, and then we can actually kill it and not just be down 20,000 cards or something silly.
Yeah. I think Oof can probably take the cut.
Yeah, I think it's a little slow, and then yeah, I don't know. It's not the greatest thing ever. I could see myself cutting a couple fiends.
Yeah, I think they're a bit too slow. I think like 2 is fine, and then we still have the swords, which is nice.
Yeah, like it's basically at that point a fiend in this matchup is like
maybe a 2/2 split instead of the 4 swords.
I'm okay with that. But yeah, I was gonna say like basically fiend in this one is like a green sun that you have to pay 3 for and takes 2 turns. Like it's not the greatest.
Yes. Baha recently played a really cool Bant Stoneblade list, which did really well. This is pretty sweet, especially Thoughtseize and Surgical. We also have mana. This is pretty much a 6 with the Dried Arbor, but having interaction, Surgical, and then also...
This is a banger 6 for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think about turn 1 Thoughtseize versus turn 1 Mana Dork?
I think here I don't want to die, so... I also like this as 2 pieces of interaction, and this could take them off being able to interact.
I 100% agree. I pretty, especially against combo, I think you turn 1 Thoughtseize. Against like a slower deck, like as I bring in Thoughtseize against Miracles, and I would hold it for that though. What does Unmarked Grave do?
It searches. Okay, so they do have everything. They pretty much have everything here, because they can ritual into put a creature into bottom. So we could take the Unmask.
And then, but I think I mean, I guess, do we feel like that's telegraphing a bit hard?
Yeah, maybe it's the Unmarked Grave we take.
And then they unmask pitching ritual, get rid of our surgical, and then they have just reanimate and nothing. I honestly, if I think reanimate's the best card, but Unmarked Grave, like I guess I don't know what the split is in terms of reanimation spells and things to search things.
So one thing to note as well is that if we take Unmarked Grave, they can draw into a creature, unmask themselves, pitching ritual, and then play land and reanimate it.
Yeah, and if they do unmask themselves, we win the game because we have surgical. So then they don't do that. But I think given that there's, I don't know, the reason why I'm hesitant to take Unmarked Grave over Reanimate is Reanimate costs 1 mana and is just Like that's their best card in terms of that. And then, but they have enough mana. They have a ritual, so I guess Unmarked Grave is probably the more annoying. It's close though. I actually, The other thing is Unmarked Grave has to get Archon, right? What else do they have that they're playing?
Non-legendary. Yeah, I assume they're not playing Grave Titan.
So like,
it has to be Archon.
So Archon is of the payoffs. If they go all in on an Archon, is that like that sounds more winnable? But yeah, I mean the math, like it is. I don't know, like it's more of a meta call because I don't really. It's been a bit, but definitely I think we don't take the unmask. But
yeah, I'm now leading
I think
towards Reanimate.
That's the what if I was just playing this in a league right now, I would snap take the Reanimate, I think. But
done.
Yeah, I think there's probably an argument that Unmarked Grave is the more like is like in quotes the better card to take, but I think the fail case of taking Reanimate is they get an Archon and we have several draws to hit something. Because they still wouldn't be able to get the Archon into play this turn anyways, because they have to pitch. They pitched the Unmarked Grave.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Maybe they drew Looting. That's the only thing I can think of as to no. They played the Swamp. They played the Petal.
What if they just hard drew on the Archon and then they're gonna ritual it out?
Yeah, maybe they.
But they would still. That's gonna take them an extra couple turns anyways.
So here, if we Fiend this turn, next turn we have 3 mana, which allows us to Green Suns for 2, or Fiend for 2.
And
no,
we can
because we would have to play.
We can get Thalia, right?
Yeah. So if we play Artisan, we then need to play another creature as well next turn, with leaving us with 2 mana. I don't mind building out mana, like Dried Arbor and.
Yeah, that's my. I think we'll do that. I think that makes the most sense. Maybe they drew Entomb from the chat. Possible. Yeah, and Entomb is another like Entomb. If it was Entomb versus Reanimate, I think I would take Entomb. By the way, for the Thoughtseize.
Yes. Yeah.
But this is reading a lot like they are planning on drawing a land and then playing Archon.
Knight is pretty sweet here.
I think Knight is the safe play because we would be able to get Caracas in case they are doing Grizzlebrand stuff. I guess yes. Fiend. Actually, maybe Fiend is the safe play because we can Green Sun for Grist no matter what.
Yeah, or even Opposition Agent, which turns off a lot of creatures.
Opposition Agent is kind of sweet.
So I think we tap like this and then attack for 2. This is like the more grindy version of this matchup is where I do miss Ooze and just having that ability to use it when I want. But yeah, Endurance is just so strong. It's hard to fit Ooze in the deck.
Yeah, now cards have really gotten good.
Yeah, it's really sad.
In recent times.
It's really sad looking at like a 2013 version of Maverick and being like, I want to play this. Like the 4 Qasali Pride Mage, 4 Knight.
Yeah. I think I like... That's unfortunate, but again, we can just search for whatever card we want, right? So
they have 3 cards, 1 is Ritual. Okay. Oh, Green Suns ourselves. Questing Beast? No.
Let's open up our sideboard. I don't know. Did we board it out or?
I believe we would have, yeah. It's not a great card in this matchup, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's just we want to make sure before we tap all our mana.
Yeah. I don't mind attacking for 2 with Dried Arbor, play a land, and then we have 4 mana, which is Green Suns or Fiend Artisan for Opposition Agent.
I think Opposition Agent seems awesome, so I guess if they do have an Archon though, we would have to discard our Green Sun. So maybe we do want to just jam the Green Sun, even though we can't get Opposition Agent. Like I think getting like honestly Knight or Grist here is probably almost GG.
Yeah, I actually like Grist. Grist one
Yeah,
more turn.
Grist is just more flexible, and it can also stack up and make it so that our Fiend is even better. Like the synergy between Grist and Fiend is so awesome.
Yeah, it is very cool. The this is where we Grist tick up and then opposition agent goes into the bin.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
And then they reanimate it? No, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
That'd be pretty funny.
If they're reanimating our opposition agent, I'm feeling good.
Okay, we didn't. I guess we might as well attack for 3 then.
Yeah.
And...
By the way, when my first game, we attack with for 3. My first game with this deck, I thought Fiend was activatable instant speed, so I just passed against the Miracles player, and that's why I lost. Because I could have got like something. I could have used it for 5 mana or something, and it was so sad. I could have got Palace Jailer and exiled their like whatever creature. It would have been so good.
Wow. Okay. So luckily they entomb for Grizzlebrand there, but just don't have a way to actually get it back.
Yeah, and I mean even if they do, I mean yeah, if they get Grizzlebrand out, it's much harder, obviously. But we can kill it immediately. They don't get to actually. They get to draw 7 essentially because they only have 13 health.
Oh, that was game 3. That's right.
Yeah, because remember they conceded game 1 in like 2 seconds.
I don't get that, especially with Archon in the deck. Like you don't really care about Caracas.
Yeah, now maybe I guess because I think some people concede too early, and then other people concede too late though. So
yeah, well, yeah, because like this is the basics of it. A concession is 100% a loss. If you don't concede, if you even if it's 99% a loss, like you have that 1% chance.
You see now what you're missing is then they have to play Magic more. So
exactly,
tough.
That's when they're like, "Oh, I can't make a mistake now."
Yeah. But the time lost gets factored in as well. And then if you enjoy playing Magic, the time lost isn't that much, even if you're behind. But if you're just playing Magic with Reanimator in leagues and want to try and win as quickly as possible, perhaps their motivations are different than ours.
Mark. Yeah, Mark noting that instant speed would be nuts. You could even do like
of course it would have been nuts.
The Terminus trick where they reveal it and then you Fiend Artisan for Gaddock Teeg, a little bit like Viling in Thalia.
Oh yeah, cool. I'd like that. Now that's a Delver card. Give me that. Give me Fiend Artisan with instant speed activation, and then I'll play Magic again. And
it costs blue-red hybrid.
Oh, of course. Well, it has to. I mean, every good card.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some big printings. I'm a little bit worried about Modern Horizons 3 because I feel like how that set has gone, they kind of have to keep one-upping the latest one.
It does seem like a bit of a power creep no matter how they do it.
Second Siege Rhino?
Hell yeah.
No white mana?
Well, yeah, but we can Green Sun for stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, as a 5, this isn't too bad.
I think I would keep it probably because it's like we can worst case we can just Green Sun for a noble.
Yeah.
But best case is we just draw a white source.
Green Sun.
And it's easy.
Okay.
Oh, look at this.
Elves?
Now here we could.
Oh,
look at that. Oh, we're so good at Magic. I would probably Wasteland the Dryad Arbor in case it is elves. But maybe we wait and just fetch Savannah and then Green Sun for 0.
Yeah, nice. Okay, I don't mind that. Savannah Green Suns for 0. The tough thing with elves is that, like, in this situation, you could Wasteland the Bayou because you have swords for Dryad Arbor, but like turning on Cradle is also a good reason to go after the Dryad Arbor as well. if they play like a Quirion Ranger, you no longer really have an option to hit the Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, no, I always like against if it is elves, you kill the Dryad Arbor over their other land every time. But the reason, and I would have, if I was sure it was elves, I would probably have Wastelanded Dryad Arbor there. But since we didn't know, all we knew is like they could, be us, for example, which it appears they just might. That's what I would, because like, again, not only turning on Cradle, but yeah, like Quirion Ranger and every elf untaps stuff, right, which sucks.
Are we playing the mirror?
Now that said, we have a hand that is not as good into the mirror, and their hand is nuts so far.
Yes. So I think what we want to try to do is Green Suns towards Plague Engineer. So Green Suns for Fiend Artisan.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That's a little while away, but
well, we can sack so we Green Sun for Fiend Artisan this turn, and then we play a land, and then tap. We can just get it the next turn, right? We have 4 mana.
Yes.
My only thought kill anything.
Is if they have removal, do we want to put something else in the spotlight before they just fire off at the first thing that we put on the field? Probably not, because we have the second Green Suns anyway.
We have a second Green Sun, and we have more. We have 4 Fiends. So.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little. I think if they kill our Fiend Artisan, I'm pretty okay with that.
Yeah.
But like, cause that, and let's say like they have 2 cards left in their hand. If they have Plow land or something, like that's okay.
So QB, okay. Nice.
Yeah, this is a good hand.
Okay.
Good hand from our opponents.
So we do have Caracas as a nice out for that, or just Beast otherwise. Okay.
Probably still sack Dryad Arbor for Plague Engineer, I think.
Definitely tempted at what our life total is to get Knight for Caracas as everything else is turned off by Mum. But I guess by getting Plague Engineer, we do turn all other removal on.
That was a really, I guess it doesn't matter for that. We already played our land to that. I was like, that's a weird time to other runes. Yeah, I think Plague Engineer is pretty good. We also still have Green Sun. Like in terms of the long game, we have 5 cards. They have 2. We just need to not die. So I think, killing the Mom, and then we can play our own Questing Beast to neutralize.
Ooh. Yeah, QBs. we also have like Green Suns for Grist to just kill the Questing Beast, which is nice.
That is a very reasonable option, actually. Yeah.
Plague into Palace Jailer is kind of cool.
Do we want to keep the Green Sun? I guess Palace Jailer is nuts, but yeah, Palace Jailer is risky.
Yeah. They have 5 mana. Liberator's fine.
Yep.
QB here does block QB.
Oh, that's a nice draw too. Otherwise, we were gonna have to do damage to ourselves. They also only have 1 white source, but yeah, we're kind of short on things. I think I would still QB, and then let's say they have Plow. Essentially we're getting time walked, I guess.
Yeah,
because they're gonna plow it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd rather QB, and then still we can attack with it too, just because we want to trade them. I guess the actual thing that this loses to, more or less, is if they have Caracas in their hand, and okay. Congratulations if they've got Caracas.
Oh, this is a huge block. This is a fantastic win for us, I think.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that I guess they don't really have a choice, because Vigilance, if they don't have a removal spell, they don't have a removal spell. But I'm not sure how they're planning on winning.
Like, they do get another turn to draw into Caracas, potentially.
Yeah. You'd think they would wait until they were lower. I don't know. I guess because they can't really race, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. See, I thought they were going to attack with this, see if we would block with Fiend Artisan, and then potentially play Plague Engineer naturally, naming Nightmare.
Or
think
hit him
they
with
might
the endurance before damage. If we blocked with Fiend Artisan, they could endurance get rid of our creatures in the yard. And then our Fiend Artisan would die.
Yeah. You can see chat, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, cool.
yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Nice.
Overall, though, yeah, our hand was just really good in terms of the long game. So we played correctly. I think we just deal with the threats. Fiend Artisan was really good there. Like tutorable Plague Engineer, right? Like that was a very good game to show the power of this variant of the deck, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. I think the oofs and the Thalias are very easy to take out.
Yeah, definitely those can all go.
This is an easy 5 to replace them with.
Yeah, I think. I guess most people don't play any equipment right now.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Yeah, I know.
Do we want Thoughtseize over Esper Sentinel? Nah, Esper Sentinel's actually still fine in this matchup.
The only thing is, like, yeah, how many non-creature spells would you think they might have? I guess like swords and like Green Suns.
Yeah, Liberator. I think even and they might be playing once, but even if they're not, like, especially they also play, likely at least a Planeswalker. But even like I don't know, like. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as Mom, but I guess I think Esper Sentinel has. I guess we could cut them for endurances, but then our curve is also much higher, right?
Yeah, I probably don't mind cutting one for one endurance, and then still having the one up for Fiend is really nice.
I like that. I like that idea. We got to play against the only other Maverick player left.
Hey, come on, man.
It's true. There's at least 3.
Thank you. This is a
I was, by the way, I was implying you and this person, not me. I'm.
Oh, classic. Yeah, I'm retired, man. Keep me out of it.
Yeah. Also, this is an interesting one, but given that they're Maverick, I would not have probably kept, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because it doesn't have like a real threat, but I think.
Well, I'm just concerned because we don't have any mana. Like,
we can draw mana.
Like if they play Wasteland and several removal spells, so I think we're kind of really hoping they don't plow Wasteland us.
Okay, that's not great.
And alternatively, we could fetch a basic, but then we can't play half our cards.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think here, even though we want the Bayou for the Plague, I think we get Savannah and play Noble. Yeah, or actually, Savannah Green Sun for 0. And
yes,
my thoughts are.
Yes, go please.
Yeah,
thank you.
I was gonna say my thoughts are. I feel like Green Sun for 0. Dryad Arbor is the worst card, so if they do have everything, they can. We'd rather them kill the Dryad Arbor instead of the Noble.
Yes, nice. My thought is if we draw lands as just runners, then the Green Sun scales. But I also really like what you just said, so I'm gonna go.
If we draw lands as runners, we are fucking golden, dude.
Look, if they did Savannah Dryad Arbor, it's obviously just correct.
Someone said really don't want to draw the Arbor. I would have taken drawing the Arbor would be fine. I think we just need lands. I feel like people are not respecting how much we really need to be able to cast our spells.
Wow. Okay, this makes me think even more that they have Wasteland. Yeah, or just a random drop. We're good. We're all good here.
Oh, they haven't plowed us. That's good.
Oh my god.
Okay. So. Wasteland there's Savannah, and then play our Noble.
Yeah.
This is how Maverick matchups are supposed to go. Yeah, this hand is super, super risky.
We're fine. Look at it so far.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the fact that they didn't plow us last turn is really, really good.
Okay, so, now I'm pretty happy to... Oh, okay. Let's once for a land and then probably swords the Dryad Arbor.
Hopefully. Yeah, look at that. We're so good at Magic. How did you know we were just gonna draw?
Is Scrubland risky or is Scrubland correct?
I think Scribblin's fine. I think if they have double plow or something, what are you gonna do? I don't know. Like, I cannot believe we have more mana than our opponents.
Oh, do you reckon they play
maybe I'm
Script
speaking too
Ranger?
soon.
Oh no. Can you
Scribblin's just
imagine?
fine that they're gonna double wasteland, or not double, but like put themselves down a land anyways. If they Script Ranger, we are super good. I'm again like plow's the scary
Oh, they're
thing.
gonna path their own creature.
That's a good sign.
Okay. Okay. That's a
That's
sign of a weary person, someone who
sign
is
of
not in a great
weakness
position.
even.
Yeah,
This is
unfortunately.
great news. Oh my god, this could not have gone better, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, well,
uh,
maybe a little bit better. Even still, though, we have the plow already. We still have our other colors.
oh.
Esper Sentinel is a human.
Yeah. This is fine.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're fine. We have 5 cards. They have 2 again. Like.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't see that.
We have 2 plows.
Pretty happy to take the damage and see what they do post combat, and then just swords at end step.
Yeah, I think there's arguable parts to it because I think we could also like since we have a second plow. Oh, that's unfortunate, but I think we will still plow the human one though after
Yeah.
he names Dryad. One card left in our opponent's hand.
I can now see why the keep was a little bit risky.
Oh, you couldn't see it before. Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, with our opponent's hand,
Oh.
we would have been in a little bit of trouble regardless.
Green
If
Sun's
we
still
had
ramming
like,
out. Get back
look at
Wasteland.
that, we get to draw. Huge.
Yeah, but I assume here they're getting waste. They're ramming up, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
no, I
cool.
think we lose now.
No, we got game.
We have a draw.
Yeah.
A draw.
This is at 99%.
You know, it starts with 1. Am I right, everybody?
There we go. Look at that.
So
I probably will get the basic just in case of another, but I could see a world where Savannah here is worth it, but yeah.
I think the only world where Savannah is better in this case is if we're planning on we're just gonna draw more lands. Like Savannah's better if they don't have a wasteland and we're gonna be able to draw more lands anyways to cast spells. And if we're drawing more lands anyways to cast spells, likely one of them will be green. So I think we'll just live with it. Yeah.
Pretty happy just to sort this right now. I don't want them drawing into.
By the way, I think we drew all 4 swords to plowshares this game.
Yes, yes, we did. We had 3 in the opener. Come on.
I know. We did have 3 plows in the opener. These are true facts. Yeah.
Hey, Jerry.
All right. Path to Exile.
All
right. Yeah, Abzan is killing it. Yeah, that's. Well, we learned a valuable lesson.
We did.
I think we all learned a valuable lesson. That against the deck that plays 4 Wasteland and like at least 4 plow, like 4 removal spells, we should not keep a hand that is 1 non-basic and 1 mana dork. All right, yeah. I will say the plows are very good though, but I just don't know if it's the I don't think this is a matchup where we need to keep like low percentage hands, you know? And that because like we got lucky with that hand and still lost.
This is a tough one because it doesn't have white again.
Yeah, I would still keep probably though. We were up on mana at one point. True.
We were, yeah, Alex, that's very correct.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with this hand because we get to play Outland next turn. We have Wastelands. Like, we're gonna have enough things to do.
Hmm.
Um, Now, obviously, if we just, like, we can just draw like shit. That's obviously an option. But, and that's the see. Look, we drew a card that we can play. Look at us go.
Nice.
Ah, lands and spells in our hand this time. I'm feeling good.
Getting the Kai down would be huge.
Right? Yeah, that's the other thing is like Kaya's an insane Magic card, especially like in this matchup as well.
Yeah.
They get it.
Oh, but no land. Oh, yeah, they played the Savannah. Okay.
Oh, we get to be twins. Although I assume we're wastelanding and getting noble, right?
Yeah, I like that a lot. And then attack for 4.
Oh yeah. Like this is actually really, really good. And then bam, they hit us with the tabernacle. Nobody gets anything.
That's their land for turn? That's more than fine.
That is a good thing.
Mum is fine. Okay.
Hopefully we draw a Cradle. Cradle's in our deck. We haven't drawn it once. That sucks. Big misplay from us.
Nice.
Oh. So I would like to play a 4-drop.
Yeah, my only thing is that it would die.
No. 4-drop 0 the mother. I mean, we don't necessarily have to 0 the mother immediately. We could even 0 the noble hierarch.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah. That is pretty cool.
I actually really like 0ing the noble hierarch.
Yeah, nice. Okay, let's attack with the Liberator.
Nope. Well, yeah, I guess we're not blocking with it. You're right. The only time that it would be, yeah, actually, it won't help even if they have QB. But since we're exile, this is gonna be such a tempo play. It's disgusting.
Noble?
Yeah.
Yeah, taking off white.
Because then we can just exile the mom next turn, and they'll have to tap it. Like we can exile the mom whenever we have a removal spell ready. So it's just kind of in our back pocket here. And then like, look at this. They're gonna be so far behind on mana because the noble, even next turn, it's gonna come back and it'll be summoning stick. Although, like, so they'll get the mana back eventually, but it'll take them a bit.
Oh my god!
Look at that! Look at the Kaya W.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, they disconnected. Okay. They weren't too happy.
That was it. That's what I want.
Nice.
When I play Maverick. Kaya Ghost Assassin is amazing. Exiling the Noble. Huge brain.
Well, now that you've played a few games with me and a league in the week previous, how are you feeling about coming back to Magic, or are you gonna stay away for a little bit longer?
Like, I think, it's possible for me to play Magic in the summer more. Right now, I'm still quite busy with like research and stuff. But and then the thing is, like, I play other games that I don't have to rely on luck to win.
Nice.
So like I'm playing StarCraft 2 a lot more. So I do think I like Magic like this, where it's, we're more or less playing for fun and just kind of having a good time and playing Maverick. I like that, but I'm not like especially like you can even tell like when I played my league, it's like my first match is against Bant Miracles, and I'm like, this is not going to be a fun 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, so there's a lot of downsides to get like some good enjoyment. So I don't think I'll be playing Magic competitively again for a while for sure. But I could see myself coming, just playing a league every once in a while. I still play like when Vintage Cube is out. I play Vintage Cube.
Okay, that's cool.
And when Eternal Weekend happens, I normally play that. But I definitely don't see myself doing much grinding. Unless like if someone wins another challenge with Maverick, maybe it's good. Like this is my favorite deck by a huge margin. So when Maverick's playable, I'm a lot more likely to play. But I think if Maverick's not playable, there's like I would rather do other things.
Yeah, that's fair. I really like that.
Because if Maverick's not playable, then I either have to choose. This is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, there we go.
if Maverick's not playable, I have to choose between like playing Maverick and losing, or playing a deck that I'm not enjoying as much, and then still losing a moderate amount because I haven't played near as much of it. So it's not my favorite.
Yeah. Okay. I actually from these fetch lands, I didn't expect it to be a blue-white deck. I thought it was going to be Delver, but seeing they did have a turn 1 or turn 2 play.
I don't think we're playing Fiend Artisan this turn.
Yeah, like it
Because
might be
they
Terminus, but I
fetched-
feel like something similar.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking it feels Terminus-y to me. Because they fetched twice. I mean, obviously they needed to pay for it. Yeah, they're...
We still draw a card, which is nice. So it is still a 2-for-1, but kind of cool.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty happy with this. Like, as things... It's their whole turn. Sure.
Any order. I wonder if they play back to basics. That's my only question.
They might, and given that our only black card is Plague Engineer pre-board, I think we fetch the basic.
Yeah. You ever been spell snared in Legacy?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. I'm pretty happy to play the Fiend here because it could lead to Grist.
Yeah, and we know that they don't have a stacked deck here since they just fetched and they didn't get anything. So,
Ooh. 2-mana Ponder.
like honestly, them fetching there is really weird. I'm kind of amazed that they didn't at least wait till their upkeep because they knew it was on top. It's just they just kind of told us that they didn't want was on top, which is weird. So this is a good example of another situation. So like, whereas against Reanimator, because we need to protect our hand, or we need to use our hand quickly, we would Green Sun first. In this case, we not necessarily, right?
Yeah.
Because the board is much like they can't interact with our hand, so we want to hold on to the Green Sun probably.
Yeah, I think it might just be attack with Thalia and then play the bird, and then for 4 mana we turn the bird into Grist.
I was gonna do exactly that, so you have my seal of approval.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just had like the Step Brothers, like, did we just become best friends? Like, scene in my head.
It's perfect. Also, someone said that Maverick's good against Delver whenever Delver gets top tier again. Incorrect. Delver's been top tier for 8 months, and Maverick's been horrible.
Yeah, get him, Achilles.
Maverick was good against Delver a long time ago. I played it when it was good against Delver. It's not good against Delver now. That's why I stopped. There's one of the reasons why I stopped playing. Yeah, so Grist here, if they don't like, this is so good for us also.
Yeah. Like, also just having the Green Suns as well.
Yeah, and like having Grist plus Fiend Artisan, they need to kill both. They're both insane. So like we're in really good position, and it looks like this is just maybe it's splashing red a little bit.
No, wow.
No, it's just straight blue white.
Verdict's fine.
That's fine. Oh god, we're in really good shape. We could even get Palace Jailer if we want to really do some goofy stuff here.
Palace Jailer is sadly a white creature.
Ah, because it's not Fiend Artisan. Yeah.
What do you think of QB?
Yeah, I think QB is probably it. Still. It's a 2-turn clock. With our 1 insect hitting them. And yeah, good sequencing. Not that I'm like grading your performance here, but if we activate Grist there and flip QB, we're really sad.
Honestly, as well, we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures in the bin. So
Yeah.
Grist ulti is
we're
very close to being on.
We're in a really, really good position.
Okay.
And that's what they need to start with for sure.
Was that blind? Yeah, it was.
Yep.
Because they fetched then Verdict last turn.
Wasteland, they're Flooded Strand.
Oh, okay. Do you see the line here?
I see it. Yeah.
Nice. I will play the Esper Sentinel, but I think here we play. We fetch for Dried Up or Wasteland it and then Grist them. Or we can just do this now. Because we have 1,
I
2,
think we
3,
fetch.
4.
Oh yeah, now we can just kill them. Yeah, don't.
1,
2,
3, 4, 5.
You can also click on the Grist and it'll tell you how many we got.
Nice.
Oh, also, we didn't even need to. We wouldn't have even need to kill our Dryad Arbor because we would kill the Grist and then they're in our graveyard.
It's just synergy, you know.
It's
really
just
nice
just good magic. It's just good deck building, bro. It's just good deck building. You don't even need to fetch the Arbor. That's actually sweet. Yeah, I will say that Fiend Maverick does seem great. I think it's a good deck.
Yes, yeah, it seems fantastic. You can talk about sideboarding. I'm going to quickly find you something.
Okay. So I would say we're gonna drop a bunch of plows. Probably drop Collector Oof, and maybe drop Plague Engineer, and then we'll bring in. I would bring in Opposition Agent, Kaya's Endurances, and Thoughtseize.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else we were cutting here. Probably. I mean, is that one like? I guess if they're playing back to basics, it might. Well, yeah, maybe we want the 1 out.
Yeah,
I don't hate trimming the Wasteland as well.
Yeah.
No, like we have Outland Liberator already, so I just meant like I was considering cutting it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I probably honestly, if it's me, I would just get rid of all 4 plows. I don't really care because we have Grist, so like I really lean heavily against these matchups where it's just like, yeah, if they're gonna play Mentor or something, sure, plow would be nice, but otherwise when you draw the plow and it's useless, like it could be anything else, especially when we have Thoughtseizes too, right? So
yes,
if they do have a Mentor hand, just bam, Thoughtseize, got him.
Yeah. Because of their mana base, I don't mind cutting a knight for a knight. Just have a second way to deal with back to basics or something like that.
Yeah, I actually, no, it's been a while since I've played like against straight blue-white miracles, but yeah, I used to go down to 1 knight, but I don't think we have a lot of good stuff to bring in instead, so we can keep 2.
We have 40 seconds, so quick little thing. Sarah's Emissary has, as it comes into play, choose a creature type. You and creatures you control have protection from the chosen creature type. Usually it names creatures, because then you just take no damage. Newton had a Grist in play, negged it, which killed it to try to sacrifice a creature to target one of their creatures. But because Grist was now in the graveyard as a creature,
submit also, I'm scared.
Yes, Grist actually fizzles, which is pretty insane.
Oh, because it becomes a creature?
Because it's a creature on resolution. It seems a creature trying to kill another creature, which they have protection from. Crazy.
That's really interesting. I would have thought that the game would consider the 1 in the yard as completely separate from the 1.
Oh my gosh, this hand.
In paper, or like in play, I guess.
Hmm.
That's really interesting that's how that works.
Yeah.
So do not downtick Grist when your opponent has protection from creatures. Is the lesson.
Are we just doing what do we call it? We call it Scrubland?
Plains, I think.
Oh, we drew the bayou, so perfect.
Yeah.
Man, this is
Yep.
exactly
No,
how
this
I
is a
play.
good one.
Yeah.
Do I think Maverick has to be green-white to be Maverick? Yep. I think it has to be. In my opinion, Maverick needs to be playing Thalia and Knight of the Reliquary. Those are the two cards. I mean, and if you play Spirit instead of Thalia, you still get points with me. I think we can count it. But it's kind of, I'm partial to Wastelanding the Tundra, but playing Thalia turn 2 is really good too.
Against this sort of deck, you don't traditionally get the chance to like Wasteland so early on.
Yeah, actually, I think Thalia because we have 2, so
playing the Wasteland because I've already played a land as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I it doesn't super matter because they're not gonna fetch. I guess if they have.
Oh, we get to draw.
This is fine. Here. We get to draw. Yeah, get to draw a card.
Oh my gosh.
Hasn't there been builds without playing? Yeah, but they were playing Spirit of the Labyrinth as well. And again, I am a Maverick purist. I would say I think I'm more on the. I lean heavily towards the cards that make it feel like Maverick for me, and I think that's not everyone has the same opinion on that. But like in my opinion, the play pattern for Maverick that I want is I want to cast a Noble Hierarch and then Thalia Wasteland them turn 2 and then play Knight of the Reliquary turn 3. So if I cannot do that, then that's it.
Yeah, that's actually really a great point because I think Mavericks are quite unique legacy deck because most lists are different, like at least one card. Because obviously everyone has different metagames. People target different metagames with decks like Maverick, but there is definitely that core there.
Yeah. So this is an interesting point of do we play Grist or do we Wasteland Thalia? I think you're going to do what I would already do, which is Wasteland Thalia.
Yeah.
But
sadly.
Yeah. And the reason why is because Wasteland Thalia is not it's as good as it's ever gonna be right now, right? Like Wasteland Thalia next turn is worse than doing it this turn, whereas Grist is always good.
Exactly. My reasoning is that Grist costs a black and a green.
Oh, well, yeah, that's too. But even if we could.
Yes, yeah. I think being able to tax them twice so early on in the game is really nice.
Yeah, like Thalia, when they have 6 mana, is not going to be near as good.
Swords is fine. Now we just get to untap and Grist.
Yeah, no, this is...
They also missed a land drop.
I think Esper Sentinel's good, but Grist is better. And they actually, they don't have a good clean answer because they're blue-white, so... They must have like a Volk in there. If they're playing Prismatic Ending, they can't just be...
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I see the Green Sun. Yeah, I will say I didn't list every card that needs to be in Maverick in my opinion, but yes, Green Sun Zenith also needs to be in it to be called Maverick, in my opinion.
I don't mind Ramanap get back Windswept play Esper.
Yeah, that seems fine. Although, no, I'm insulted. I'm in.
Like, I think this card actually isn't that great, so if that got counterspelled by like a force, I'd be more than happy with that.
Yeah, that would be... If they'd forced that instead of Grist, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. We get the value immediately.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
And they plowed it. God, we're good at Magic. This is a good league so far.
Yeah, it's performed pretty
I'm
well.
Impressed. Grist, by the way, huge for the matchup against Miracles decks and stuff like that. Like, so unbelievably good. Look at that.
Nice.
Like, if they don't have a Prismatic Ending in like 2 or 3 turns, like, it's just so good.
Yeah, traditionally a pretty tough matchup, but obviously if you get the chance to attack their mana or tax them with ways like Sentinel and Thalia there, that was so good. Especially because Grist doesn't cost extra with Thalia down, so you can just have the curve there of Sentinel, Thalia, Grist, which I think is probably the best curve you can have against a blue-white control deck. Yeah,
I will say, and we had 2 Thalias and they had a removal spell. That looked amazing for us because that was as literally as good as it gets. in terms of Maverick versus Miracles. It could not have gone better. I'm like, we even got to Wasteland of Tundra. Like, that doesn't happen in 90% of games against Miracles. That's straight blue white. That was, yeah, like, that was the actual greatest possible series of events. But it's made possible by playing Esper Sentinel as well.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. I
This is
feel
it.
like okay, nice, really nice.
Yeah, good hand.
Savannah
I think
ignoble.
lead on Savannah ignoble.
Yeah, perfect. Stuff because like leading on forest
And
can really bottleneck you.
yeah, exactly. And then honestly, in this hand, we want them to wasteland us if they are a wasteland deck. Like, I also agree with Alex. I think it's the land and creature toolbox plus resource denial and taxes. Those are the things. That's the type of gameplay that we're looking for.
Come on, Jewel. Not the Jewel I wanted to see. Oh, once? Okay. With Badlands?
What does that mean? It is. I forget.
It could be like a Madness deck.
It could be. You're right.
Like a Burning
I'm
Inquiry
like,
deck.
yeah. I'm really trying to. There's not a lot of Badlands decks.
No, so kind of like sometimes they don't play Hogak, but they might play like Anger. Oof.
Oh my gosh, we're good at Magic.
I
think Wasteland Thalia.
Yeah. I'm also happy to Wasteland first.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, nothing. Okay. Yeah, Sentinel is just like another 1-mana play as well. It's so good.
Yeah, yeah. Sentinel. I think that honestly, of all the things, like Fiend Artisan, I think people kind of dabbled with, but I think Dan bringing in Esper Sentinel, I haven't seen anyone else bring it in first, but like that would I think was the move. Like I think the card is actually really really good, and it's kind of insane that we weren't playing it in Maverick in the past.
Yeah, for so long.
Obviously, meta dependent, but like really good.
For so long, I thought that it only fetched a creature that was 1 CMC higher, like Pod. I didn't know you could put so much mana into it.
Yeah, no, Fiend is very good too. I think Fiend is really good, but I think people kind of were more anticipating that to be Mavericky. But have you seen anyone play Esper Sentinel before Dan's list?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Matt's saying that also they apparently them and Mark have used Esper Sentinel in the past as well. So
Yeah.
great. But yeah, and I do think that it also works super well with Fiend Artisan in that it's another cheap creature that gets value early. Whereas Mom kind of is counter to Fiend Artisan because you want it to stick around. You don't want to sack it after. But with Esper Sentinel, you draw a card, you're golden.
Yeah.
Draw a card, then sack it. It's actually super, super good.
I did play it a little bit with Newton sent me a list when he was like, you should be playing Fiend in Mav.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Hello Newton, who also streams and has some pretty cool content on his Patreon, which is also, he actually just put out a piece about Fiend Artisan and why he thinks it's going. I'm going to get Grist here. Nice. That seems like a solid card here.
I agree.
Which was really nice for them to crack us the Thalia for us.
Yep.
But I'll quickly.
That's kind of sad.
Pretty sure it's in promotions. Yeah, nice. So
Milling
is...
our
Palace Jailer? Come on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I'm actually not too sure what this is because Madness doesn't typically. Okay. Now I think we're probably looking at like a scam style deck, which thankfully we don't care about the Thalia. And then
yeah, luckily our hand sucks. So
yeah, Fury would be pretty good though if they have that.
Wow. I'm surprised that they didn't ephemerate. I guess they don't care that much because their hand was bad, but I'd probably tap the Savannah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no need for double white. I wouldn't mind just like a wasteland here, but
Probably Liberator.
yeah.
Yeah, Wasteland or Excavator would be really good. But
I guess the swords. I wonder if they're an endurance deck.
they
I think I'm
they
happy just to
certainly, I
attack
mean,
with the insect.
they are already playing one of the elemental like pitch cards, so they probably are an endurance deck. I don't expect them to Terminus us, so let's definitely play all our stuff out.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yep.
I think maybe what I should have done is attacked first and then potentially use Grist to dig down, but
Yeah, it's slightly more efficient because now we're gonna have to chump with an insect, but
yeah.
that's if they attack actually, because we can also clock pretty reasonably. Like if they start attacking Grist, we can just keep upticking Grist until the end of time, and they're just taking damage.
Yeah.
So I think we're in a good spot. Good-ish. Like they have lots of cards, so
Yeah, it's just that Fury that I'm worried about.
yeah.
4 mana.
But you'd think if they had it, you know, what are they waiting for? I guess is.
Oof.
Okay. We can just kill the Minx Genbu though with Grist, because Grist is magical.
Yes. Card. However, the Boo will have trample.
Yes.
Yeah, both.
Okay, so I guess we block. I think, do we literally have to put everything on the Boo, or?
We could go Insect and then Outland. This takes 2 and goes to 3. And then we still have Sack.
Then they still have the Boo alive, though, so... If we put everything on Boo, Grist takes 3. Like, he will die, but then we get to kill their Mixing Boo. We have an Endurance. They have an Endurance versus our just stuff, which is, you know, I guess not amazing. But if we do it this way... wouldn't Grist just definitely die the turn after anyways, because Boo is still alive?
Yes, unless we draw into like Swords or Caracas.
Yeah.
It's tough because if we put all of these in front of Boo, then this still takes 3.
Yeah.
And we have like Knight is a okay draw. We have Canopy and Windswept to sack.
Yeah. Okay. I'm all right with this. We can do this.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
I think the block is worth it as well because Grist on 1 compared to 3 is very different.
I guess as wait. Actually, wait. Yeah. I think chat might have a good point. If we just if we no block, we can just attack the Mixing Boo and kill it, and then we have all our creatures still. Versus if we block like this, down tick. Again, we're really just trying to see if we draw something to keep the Grist alive, though, and at that point, but it's a little more risky, I think, maybe. If we just, yeah I kind of like just killing the, letting Grist die, even though it's a little sad.
Okay.
But this is a close decision. I'm definitely not sure. Because Grist is really good. But...
Okay. We have some looks for Caracas as well, which is nice.
Yep.
Ugh.
Wasteland's fine. I'm okay with Wasteland.
We also get a draw off this, and then we can still play Esper Sentinel and Wasteland if needed.
Yep.
Come on now. Boom. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. And it actually, unfortunately, makes it so that if we had decided to keep the Grist, we would not have lost it, because we drew the plow. But, alas.
Alas.
Yeah, so we can kill the Minskun Boo.
Take them off red, and then go.
Yeah,
from
that's what I was thinking. Because the Caracas is moderately annoying, but it looks like they're just Jund, right? So.
I
I
think
think.
if we take them off red, I kind of like playing the Esper Sentinel instead of playing this holding up sword, and just taking 7.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I mean, I think holding up swords is, I think, kind of really slow.
Yeah, the only thing that gets us is potentially another grief, but I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Did Maverick ever play Unearth? I would say the closest thing is Ramanap getting back Dryad Arbor. It's never been like people testing with cards like Renegade
I
Rallier
feel like
or
I
Eternal
think
Witness.
yeah, well, definitely Renegade Rallier was played,
Hmm.
for sure. I'm not sure if I feel like I saw someone testing Unearth in Maverick. I'm not sure if it was Saito-san or somebody, or if I'm just imagining it. But definitely a thing. Also, this is pretty good. They're gonna pay 4 mana for this, or they're gonna let us draw cards.
No, they allow us to draw. No, they're not. Gary had a great point here that this player is well known with NicFit, which Jund NicFit, this definitely still could be it, and it could be Veteran Explorer that, gives it away. So now if they actually have Cabal, that would be pretty brutal, but it looks like they don't. Okay. Seeing that they've fetched for that, I assume we want to swords it. Because that means to me that they want to get like a basic mountain potentially.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah.
Oh, they have Reanimator.
Well, I guess our decision might be not relevant.
Yeah.
Our decision will be stolen from us.
That's pretty cool.
I think post-board this matchup is much better though, because we can get rid of our combo hate, and then.
Yeah, that's very true.
I do think though, like the thing whenever I play against like NicFit or Jund, like any of the super duper fair decks and they beat me, I just remember that these decks cannot beat Storm. And then I feel okay, because it's like, that's, the decision, right? We're playing Thalias and Esper Sentinels and Gaddock Teeg or whatever, like stuff to search for things. And these people are playing, Veteran Explorer, which is great in fair matchups, but the rest of their deck is also good for fair matchups. So we're supposed to be in a disadvantage in this matchup.
QB's tough because they have the Caracas here.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because I would definitely have liked to get a QB here.
We do have Ramanap as an option for Wasteland. Take them off black, which takes them off Cabal Therapy.
I guess the problem is, yeah, I guess it might just be Ramanap, and then we just need to hopefully draw some good magic cards.
Yeah, Ramanap also gives us the Canopy back potentially.
Yeah. The problem, yeah, we really, at some point we're just gonna have to like trade Outland Liberator, Insect, and Esper Sentinel for the the Boo, probably.
Knight's also gonna be a 5/5, so maybe it's just Knight.
Well, definitely we're gonna Green Sun for 3, so we can start that.
Yeah.
I'm unsure if I think a beater is better than what Excavator offers in the. I guess.
I thought that Knight on defense is pretty good.
Yeah, Knights on defense is good, and then also, now that I'm thinking about it, like Knight can also, like, we have lands, so we can use it. Whereas Excavator's better for building out the board, but
yeah,
Knight can also fetch up our other canopy
Caracas for this as well, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. No, yeah, this is good. Knight's actually so good. Too bad it's only a 3 of nowadays. I think I would have probably attacked there though.
Yes, yeah, I don't want the Veteran Explorer dying. That's the only thing.
Ah, okay,
Like
okay.
seeing that they specifically green sun for that, I feel like they have a red card in hand, and they have a basic mountain in the deck.
Yeah, maybe, and maybe they have also, to the people who are like, yeah, so I'm not sure how to print Toolbox Hero. And the reason why this deck can't beat Storm is because they have their interactions too slow, and they don't have counter magic and stuff. Like, I'm not saying it can't ever beat Storm. Sure, it can technically beat Storm, but what I'm saying is we have a much better chance against Storm, for example. And that's
So
just one combo deck here.
I think here we just get Dried Arbor and then double block with the Knight on the Grief.
Uh, would we not want to do the token?
Or the Insect, that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably didn't need to get the Dried Arbor there. I guess if they have Endurance, that would have been pretty brutal.
Yeah, with the sequence. Yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they didn't, so flawless.
Yeah, and just
Lunar
little creatures as
Outland
well.
is gonna flip.
Oh. Like obviously it's kind of rough because if we want to use Outland Liberator in their turn, the Dried Arbor, of course, has Summoning Sickness.
So I guess it might just be play land pass then, or
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I
Hold
do
up
think
Caracas.
at some point we're gonna have to kill the Veteran Explorer, but I'm thinking we want to do it when we can just kill him that with like an attack. Probably. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, yeah, this turn we need to get Caracas anyways, and there's no need to do that sorcery speed.
Yeah.
Unless we have the opposition agent read, but in that case they also just passed with all their mana up, so still don't want to do it sorcery speed into that.
Nice.
This is a position where if we had Mother of Runes, it'd be very cool, but alas. So we're looking at, they'll block our knight. We have 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. So,
It's definitely getting closer. Like with the Exalted and the
yeah.
land, this is 9.
Yeah, but so then they're like, so what I'm trying to, what I want to get at is I want to be able to play Plague Engineer, name human, and then swing and kill them.
Yes, yeah.
Like on that turn, right? So, and for that, the knight can't, because the knight's going to be chumped. So we would need to, build out the board. So I think we're probably going to get Canopy here with the knight and just draw like on their end step.
Yeah.
I guess I mean, if we do it sorcery, if we draw, yeah, I like sorcery actually. There are things we could get. Oh, someone also suggested maybe wastelanding them. Wasn't even thinking on that line, but
Good to
yeah,
black.
Take them off black. Seems very good.
I've seen Jund versions with Greater Garganon as well, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet card.
It's really good with Titania. You can sack your lands and get 5/3s.
Yep. Yep. I will also weigh in on this. I would say with almost 100% certainty that Deafening Silence is much better against Storm than Eidolon for every deck that's not Burn.
Oh wow, they're attacking with Endurance. That makes me feel like they're drawn to another one.
I think you might just be right. I guess it's blocking's a little bit hard there. But you know what's better than both Deafening Silence and Eidolon, I would say, is Thoughtseize.
Palace Jailer.
Palace
That's a
Jailer.
fantastic draw.
We can get rid of their Veteran Explorer.
Oh my gosh.
We're so good at Magic the Gathering sometimes.
I'm actually so happy that we got rid of the Veteran Explorer here.
Yeah. Wait, we just win the game here too, don't we? We get to attack now.
Unless if they have, we get to attack with this at least.
Yeah. Okay.
6?
Yeah. That's fair. We'll play her safe and wait, before we could also wasteland them before. I guess we can attack now. Anyways, it doesn't really change anything because blocking sucks for them anyways.
Riches.
I'm thinking we're gonna wasteland them on upkeep.
Yeah, nice. Probably just off white.
Just in case, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's the
And
double
after the
green?
endurance.
Yeah, there's the endurance.
Wow, they had
So
endurance?
I guess we don't have to do it upkeep now. They're gonna give all our wastelands back.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Do we want to draw a card first? I guess it doesn't matter. I am thinking about it more, and I think the odds of them playing white spells is maybe lower than them having a third endurance.
That's
like
fair.
in terms of the double green. But there is also a higher chance that they just draw it. Like most of their lands are going to be green. So
yeah.
Also, we won that, and I think it's fair to say that the Knight of the Reliquary was the only thing we could have gotten from that Green Sun to get into that position.
Yeah.
So that was a very good call.
That's a great point.
You can tell I'm out of practice. I forgot how good Knight is.
I think the Oof is an easy cut.
Yes. I also think that, yeah, I was going to say Thalia's / Esper Sentinels are very, very marginal. Probably Esper Sentinel's better just because it's cheaper. And we can get rid of the we'll want to bring in Thoughtseizes, I think. Yeah. And then there's Engineers, probably good enough, because I imagine, I don't know like exactly what their deck list is, but
like even Engineer on Hamster, as it comes in as a 1/1, does kind of mitigate Minsk a little bit.
Yeah. Endurance is also okay. I think I'm not sure of how many we want though.
I don't mind 2.
Yeah, sure. And then so we don't have to play any more Esper Sentinels. Wait. We could even cut the. I guess we don't, just in case they might be playing some random enchantments, like Pernicious Deed as an example. So maybe we want to keep the Outland Liberator. But yeah, Sylvan Library is actually even. Yeah. So we'll keep the Outland in. But I was debating the wanting just to keep an Esper Sentinel in because it's just a good card. Like even in this match, like they still played on. Like we drew card. We drew card from that. Very reasonable Magic card
from that. Yeah, Sentinel's sweet. Yeah. Sorry, Mom, but kind of old tech.
Yeah, and again, obviously, if we could go back and say, all right, we're gonna play against Jund NicFit, we would want Mother of Runes more than Esper Sentinel. But I haven't looked at the MTG Goldfish meta game, but I can almost guarantee you Esper Sentinel is going to be good against most of it.
We do have a path, but otherwise...
This is... Yeah, it's like really slow, but it's... Yeah, it's... The 3 cards that we can play are good cards.
Yeah.
We also have Excavator Wasteland. Path for a Veteran Explorer, although which is almost like mini Veteran Exploring though. So yeah, Path is so much worse than Plow. It's not even funny. It's really sad.
Yeah. I kind of like mulliganing towards a hand that has a bit more like turn 1, turn 2.
I'm sold. Yeah, I think. Honestly, I think if the Path was a Plow, I would probably keep this. But the fact that it's not,
Oh,
Yeah, this is significant, like so much better. And we can put away at once, and we're golden.
would you put away a once, or would you put away a land?
I would put away at once, I think.
Okay.
I like because we don't really want to be playing the once ever. Like we want to cast them for free. Like it's not that it's bad, right? But like I'd much rather just have a land.
Yeah, that's fair.
The only case where it's bad is if we draw 3 lands in a row or something. But
yeah, but the one should help that.
Yeah. So I'm not too concerned about that.
Nice.
I guess Veteran Explorer or something. Okay, yeah.
I think that's.
Well, make sure you once before we plow. Stop.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries.
I don't mind the canopy, but I could see the noble.
I'm thinking. I was actually almost considering Outland Liberator, but let's think. I guess next turn, what do we want to do? We could just play 2 nobles and then Palace Jailer the turn after. That seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, which isn't bad.
Okay.
Like at least the nobles then could just keep the crown ours until we find more stuff.
Yeah, they're at least like chump blockers.
I love that we show the noble, but then we cast the swords.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, they're casting noble hierarch.
Yeah. There's also a like, I mean, I know we're not supposed to let them sack it, but I really like the problem is if they have Cabal Therapy, we lose. But I have won many a game against NicFit where they sack their Veteran Explorer, and then my next turn, my cards are just better than theirs. So I just get to play my better cards. But I think that this was also pre-Minkskin Boo, which is an insane Magic card.
Yeah.
So, like, if they get to Veteran Explorer into Minkskin Boo on turn 2, like, that sucks. It's so bad. Yeah, we're just gonna play some Nobles.
Probably get the Cradle down.
They don't do anything. Yeah, in case, because we want to maybe Wasteland them next turn. Well, this is scary.
Yeah, I think the second green, especially Green Suns for a second Explorer, means they have some sort of interaction with it in the hand. Okay.
The army doc is wait, our 4-drops are better than whatever NicFit cooks up. Well, if I have like Kaya, for example, I would say yes.
Yeah.
I think Kaya.
What it's worth. Like, what are they holding up here?
Yeah, I have no fucking idea. They're kind of just like, it can't be anything, right?
I think it's Jailer and then potentially Caracas because Minsk does steal, even though I guess Boo isn't the worst, but they do draw a card from it.
Definitely we play the Palace Jailer first. But what are they? I think maybe they just, but they fetched their land, so if they couldn't, maybe they really were. I don't know. I have no idea. I do think I mean, is it too cautious not to attack? I think it's a bit silly to not attack here.
Yeah.
Like,
especially as
we might get punished, but I don't know. We don't even know what they could be playing here. Someone's saying opposition agent. That's possible, but even still, I guess we still attack there because they don't want to trade it with the noble. And then if I'm happy to block with Palace Jailer and trade because we've already got the value.
Wow,
and nothing.
Oh my gosh.
So good. And we have the Caracas for the Minkskin Boo. Oh. But yeah, so also the Army Doc, I think Questing Beast as an example beats most of the things that NicFit used to play. Again, Minkskin Boo is just an insane Magic card, so difficult to go beyond that one, but okay.
What's 3 that we haven't seen? Oh, Grist is pretty sweet here.
It will help them, but we can just attack with Jailer, and then they have to block.
Yeah. Or like QB off the top. Here we go. Hey yo!
QB off the top.
Oh, so good! We get rid of the token!
I love this card. It's actually this card is so fucking sweet. Yeah, and then we can play our Fiend Artisan after too.
And also hold up. Yeah, this is sweet.
Everyone should play Kaya Ghost Assassin if you're playing Abzan Maverick. It is so good. Like the tempo. The tempo.
Guy's a sweet draw there.
Yeah,
Oh
that,
my
that
god.
was so,
Oh
so
my
nice.
Riches. We even get to use Cradle next turn to pretty much turn a noble into questing beast.
Anything. Yeah. Oh, that was excessive. Pernicious Deed is good, but not good enough. It doesn't kill planeswalkers.
Yeah, it hardly kills anything here because we get to Fiend for Outland Liberator.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. The Fiend is so good. Yeah, again, like it just very impressed with Fiend Artisan, very impressed with Esper Sentinel, and Kaya is I've always been impressed with. As soon as I played Kaya, I was like, this shit's insane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think there's something gets
Well,
to
I
go for
think
Outland Liberator and also Questing Beast.
yeah, I think we start with down ticking Kaya though.
Yeah.
-2, yeah.
I hope they discard Minsk. Yeah, they do. Nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they do.
So I guess we want to. So currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 mana, 10 mana with planes. Kind of want to hold up the Caracas. We have 9 mana, which
Definitely
is Green
holding up
Suns
Caracas, yeah.
for 5, and then we have 4 mana left over, which is 3 into Fiend for Outland Liberator, and then the last one to actually activate Outland Liberator.
Exactly perfect mana here.
Nice. Very cool.
We could even tap the Cradle later and get 1 extra bonus mana.
Yes.
I think, right? If we Green Sun first.
Yeah.
Not that it. I actually think it's better to not Green Sun first, just so that we can. We play everything so that they have the least information, right? That's the goal.
Yeah.
As we're playing.
I guess if we attack first, we get Exalted.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's fine, yeah.
Now we tap the Cradle, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Magic
I guess I did play that a little bit poorly. I should have gone Questing Beast first to attack.
Yeah, it's fine. It's still on the stack. And now we even have Questing Beast defensively too.
Yeah. This is just too good.
Yeah.
I feel like we're playing NicFit at the moment.
Exactly, yeah. Like Maverick.
Palace Jailer, Fiendars, and Questing Beast Kyle. What is this?
Yeah.
Turn 5.
This is what I was talking about. Post board, we get rid of all the anti-combo cards and we get to bring in Kaya. We have a path in our hand that we don't play main deck, as an example.
Gosh. This has to be like the new banner of the Green Sun Zenith.
Oh yeah. Kaya is also just disgusting. I really, really love Kaya. I'm sure if anyone watched my streams in the past, they remember that. Kaya Banks. See, the thing here is even if they have something, that's their last card. So
yeah. We can just path and respond. Actually,
yeah,
so I'm pretty sure if they neg 2, you can then remove the creature. That stops them from ticking up.
you can do it in response. Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, and that's game.
Nice. That was a sweet way to end
Dismantled.
it as well.
Dismantled.
Man, that was a sweet.
Outsmarted and outskilled.
Yeah, outdrawn. That's really it. Yeah, that was sweet. That was really cool. I mean, going out of Doomsday, you can try your hardest, but Really cool to come up against the other decks. That was really, really sweet. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, and honestly, like Esper Sentinel, even in the matchups where you wouldn't think of it, was very good. Fiend Artisan was as good as we all thought it was. This is I think this is like the Maverick list to play if you were trying to win games.
Yeah, I love it. I love with the onces as well, and I'm sure Dan will love it as well. I'm sure after Newton brought up once for his list, he would be very keen to see one with once. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan. A big thank you for putting in the time to put together the list as well. That is cool.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, a huge thing for coming on. It's obviously been a big weekend, which is cool. A big thanks to Brian, Callum, Matt, Sahar, Tom, Connor, and Connery for coming on. All of the videos will be uploaded to YouTube later this week. But yeah, a big thank you to chat for coming in and watching each and every stream, all the new followers, the new subs. I very much appreciate it. And cool to actually have, yeah, this version of Maverick. I'm now really keen to like take it through a few leagues this week. Because it just felt really smooth. Like obviously that keep against Maverick was kind of the
Yeah, a little bit sketchy,
learn.
but
we learn.
yeah.
But yeah, overall I felt like we had game in everything, which is really nice.
I think Fiend Artisan offers just a lot of flexibility and just raw power. It's a really, really, really good card to play.
Yeah, it was pretty much relevant in every match we had tonight, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Very cool. A huge thank you again. I'm gonna see who else is streaming and send you over their way. I didn't see any legacy players before, but I do see aspiring, so that's always cool. He's playing Dark Souls. That is fine. But yeah, a big thank you again, Connery. And
Thank you for
else.
having me. This was a blast.
You're welcome. Anytime. Anytime you want to come back, definitely let me know. But yeah, until then, I'll catch you all next time. Thank you.